Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I am excited to get this video out. This has been a labor of love making over our daughter's bedroom. We have a 12-year-old. I guess she's not a little girl anymore. She's a little girl in my mind. Um, she just turned 12, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she's ready for a little update in her room. As you saw, we let her kind of be creative and pick her own style. A few years ago, she came up with all these crazy bright colors and dots on the walls and stuff everywhere. And she's definitely at an age now where she's toning it down a tad, not a lot, but a tad. So we were excited to be able to make over this room. And this is all done by myself with the help of my daughter, as well as some of the boys chimed in every now and then, helped me with some painting. But right now I am getting all the screws out of the wall, taking everything down. We had these LED light strips up here that no longer worked, so we're pulling that down. We're just doing all the before you paint type of stuff. And the before I showed you of her room was not even a true before. I wish I would have gotten a good look at the room when it was, actually she was being lived in, because she had so much stuff in here. Oh my goodness, she just had so much stuff in here. And as you can see, we pulled the dresser out and we found a bunch more stuff, mostly garbage, some things we had to weed through, but getting all of that picked up. But yeah, like I said, her room was pretty, she's a creative girl. She loves all her arts and crafts stuff. She loves her, squishmallows and her, she's just got a lot of stuff. So when you have a lot of stuff, it's usually hard to hide it. And that's the situation we had going on here. But just vacuuming behind this dresser because I am going to actually be DIYing this dresser. This furniture in her room, and like I said, she just turned 12, is actually her furniture from when she was a baby, because her crib transformed into a full-size bed. So to say she's well overdue for new furniture is an understatement. But this dresser was so well made and it's so beautiful that I decided to just give it a paint job. Right now it's kind of like an off-white ivory type color, and I wanted it to be purely white. And it looks white in the video, but once I start painting it and you're comparing to the old color, it makes it look so much more yellow. So I'm really happy that I decided to do it. So what I'm doing first here is I'm using this this kind of stripper, and it's the crud cutter, and all you do is pour a little bit in a bowl and circular motions. And honestly, I wasn't really sure if it was doing anything when I was first doing this. It didn't seem like it was doing anything. It's not like anything was coming off that I noticed. But man, it definitely made a difference, because when I go to paint, I'll show you, it definitely made a huge difference. So that was really great and easy to do, and you didn't have to do anything other than apply it, wipe it off, and wait about 10 minutes before you go ahead and paint. So I had some rough spots on the dresser that I just wanted to sand down and get smooth before I started painting. And this is just, I believe it's linen by Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And it went on beautifully, and it's very forgiving. That's what I love about chalk paint. It's really easy to work with. And this dresser did take me, no joke, probably a few weeks, because I wasn't able to just sit here, continuously and paint it. And you do want to let it dry in between coats. So this was definitely a labor of love, redoing this dresser. But for the most part, it really did, it took the paint beautifully, especially after using that crud cutter. And what I meant was, when I knew that the crud cutter had worked, is that there was like a small spot where I guess I did not apply the crud cutter well, and the paint did not want to stick to it. It was like just gliding right over it, and it did not want to stick. So I definitely recommend using it if you're not doing a full sanding job like I did not. There was just so many crevices on this dresser. To be able to have to sand the whole thing would have took forever, and then I would have had to have taken it out of a room, and it would have been a little more of a to-do. So just using that really did make the paint go on beautifully. It adhered so nicely. I had no issues. And because it is so intricate, I did have to take a foam brush and kind of get into all those little crevices. But as you can see, even here, the white on the ivory just really makes the ivory really pop, and just how much, it actually really isn't white. It really did look almost yellow in color when you put the white up into it. But I was really happy with how that came out, and I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video how the full transformation of that dresser went. And I'm starting off really with the renovation here in her room by painting. And she picked out a color. We went with a really light, subtle pink. And we love the color. It was really nice. She didn't just want to do all white, but she did want to do a little bit of color in here. So we did go with a nice pale pink color. And just doing the tedious job of getting up the painter's tape, just kind of wiping off the moldings because I was going to paint those as well. And before I get to painting, I wanted to take this vent cover off because it was just looking really, you can even see it there before I hold it up. Yeah, it was just looking real dusty. And of course you could take a vacuum to it, but I wanted to really, since I was all hands on deck here, we were going in hard, I wanted to just take it down, give it a quick wash, which was great, and kind of semi get it back up there. I needed my husband to get one of the screws in. I couldn't get it back in all the way, but we got that clean. We got the painter's tape all around the room, and now we're just going for it. We're just painting. This room did take me 3 coats. So it was 3 coats of kind of cutting in, and then 3 coats of actually painting the walls. And this took me an entire day, I believe, probably a day plus a half day. It was a lot of work, but she has, obviously she's got the 4 walls. This is really the only wall that's just wall. The other wall has windows. The other wall has a closet. And then the opposite wall to the left of me here, the blue with the pink, is getting wallpapered. So I did not have to paint that. But I'm just showing you here the difference in color between the white and the original color. It just really made such a difference. And I was happy that I decided to go ahead and paint it because it really is easy. It was time consuming, but it did a beautiful job. And I was even looking for furniture for her to buy her a new dresser. And man, it's just like for the cost of things versus quality now, it's just crazy. You can't get a good piece. Forget about an affordable price. So I just figured this dresser, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I do think we do come to find out that we are missing one handle that I thought was maybe hiding under the dresser, but I'm still hopeful that maybe it'll pop up somewhere, but we are missing one handle. But other than that, the dresser's in beautiful condition, so I'm really happy with that. So this is the peel and stick wallpaper that I bought off Amazon, and wallpapers come a long way, so I was excited to be able to do this for her. It's really, really pretty, very subtle. Just giving you an overview now. We had her bed on the floor once we had taken all the furniture, the big armoire and her her headboard and her footboard and all of that out. So she had the bed on the floor for a little bit, but just going ahead and doing the rest of the wallpaper. And this did take time as well, although peel and stick is easy in a sense. The hardest part is lining it up. I thought maybe I can get away with not lining it up at first, but it definitely didn't work with this kind of pattern. You definitely have to line it up, and you do have a little bit of waste when doing that, but I'm happy with how it came out. It really is. I did this all by myself, and it took me a few hours, and I did have to go ahead and order another roll because, like I said, you do have some waste when you're trying to line up. You just have excess, and that's inevitable. So, but it was fairly easy to work with, just squeegeeing it, getting all the air bubbles out, and it's definitely not perfect. So if you're a professional wallpaper or a professional painter, please, I'm not. So I'm just doing my best here. And I think for what it is, it actually came out pretty good. And it really is a beautiful wallpaper. It does have like a slight texture to it too, which just makes it super pretty and beautiful. And then Ellie decided to join us here. She's just chilling out. But that pink color Really is beautiful. I can't remember what the name of it was off the top of my head. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description box for you. But it really is just a really nice, subtle kind of light ballet pink, and it was really pretty, and she was very happy with the color. And I thought we were going kind of for like a pink and white and gold kind of look in here, and we were really happy with how it turned out. It is such a satisfying feeling being able to pull that painter's tape down, because that means that the painting is done. Hallelujah. So now my husband had the task of putting together her loft bed. She had been wanting a loft bed for a while now. Full bed on top, desk on the bottom, and just like the magic of video, it is done. And all those pieces turned into this bed. And before I give you a tour of the room, I am coming in here and doing a little bit of straightening up. She's been doing a really good job of keeping it really nice and neat in here. She's trying to keep everything, looking good, because previously it was kind of always looked like a big toy bomb went off in here. So arts and crafts especially. So just tidying up a little bit in here. But we really are happy with this bed. We purchased it off of Wayfair, and really are happy with it. I mean, if she climbs up that ladder really aggressively, it definitely will shake a little bit, but she's pretty good about it. And she's got all this shelving here for extra storage for all her little tchotchke stuff. And she has the desk on the other side, which has plenty of draw space. And it just really makes her room. My kids' rooms are not really that big. She actually has the biggest room out of all of them. And it just really opens up her room in here and gives her so much more space. So she is so happy with it. And I love it up against the wallpaper. I think it's hides anything that I may not have done perfectly. So that's great. And just giving you a little look-see now at how everything turned out. We had purchased some things from Hobby Lobby, like this kind of floating shelf there with the tassels. I kind of let her go in and pick out a few new goodies for her room. And we also hit a Five Below and found a bunch of little cute things there as well. So I'm showing you the wallpaper, and it really does look great. I love the gold and the white. It's kind of simple without being simple. And you'll see there's like a purple right here on her closet that I actually have to paint white. When we had moved in the house, she was 6 months old, so her nursery was purple. So we had the closet painted as well. So I do have to go back there. That's a to-do, and paint that closet white. But got this carpet off of Amazon, and it is just plushy. And the previous one she had a teal one, same carpet, held up really well. And it's actually really easy to vacuum. It doesn't get really stuck in the vacuum too much. So that's great. And the dresser came out beautifully. And I even accented it with a little bit of gold wax in kind of those detailed areas, and that came out great. She had this hook that we decided to put on the back of the door. We do have a lot of open wall here, and not sure if we want to do shelving. She has some Taylor Swift stuff she'd like to put up there. I don't know. We'll see. This vanity I got off of Amazon, so affordable, and I was very pleasantly surprised. It is very weighty. It is not flimsy at all. She's got a ton of storage space. That mirror lights up three or four different light tones, and got those green kind of garlands hanging from Light Up from Target. Got a gold, and I loved the windows here. I did it wide just to make the room appear a little bit bigger. And got the curtains as well as the curtain rod off of Amazon. And I'll try to link anything below for you. Everything I used in this makeover was super affordable. Now, obviously, when you're buying everything at once, it can add up. But we did, like I said, we did this over the course of a few months. And this is like the empty wall that we need to just figure out what we want to put there. But we did it over the course of a few months. And with her birthday just being around the corner, I said she can ask for some things for her room as well for that. And she came up with this: people can't drive you crazy if you don't give them the keys. I tell you, I learned a lot from her. And she's been changing her little quote on here forever. And got that little hanging plant from Five Below. Actually got that thing that sign is sitting in from Goodwill, and cleaned that up for her, as well as this sign we DIY'd. It was kind of like a light pink, and I sanded it down, removed that love, and painted it white. And I just think it looks beautiful on her gold and white wallpaper there. And she's super happy with it. Looks beautiful. And this was, I did not think these Squishmallows were going to make it back in here. Honestly, we had 2 huge black garbage bags full of them, and I was ready to just heave-ho them. But she was not, so we put a few on her bed, and then I found this hanging stuffy holder off of Amazon, and it even came with lights, which we didn't put on them, but it actually is really cute, and it's definitely a more grown-up option of how to display your stuffed animals when they're not quite ready to get rid of them yet, but you really don't want them all over their room. So love having that there. You need to have a good corner for that, and that area was perfect. So I'm exhausted. This was a long endeavor, but I hope you've gotten some inspo from this. Even if you have younger daughter, to redo and make over her room affordably and fun. Always got to keep it fun for them. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.